Okay, in a few seconds, we'll be live on YouTube, and then we can start talking about what's going on.
Yeah, apologize for the dark ambiance, dude. It's like
We're dealing
freaking
with an
apocalypse outside. I don't know
apocalypse
what's
right
going
now.
on. Yeah, it's
Yes.
crazy.
So if we go out, that's because we lost power.
That's true. Keep that in mind. So yeah, man. So we're gonna talk Rovies. We got a big 40 days of rain. We got a big pre-sale. Pretty much the fun starts tomorrow
Yeah.
for Roviverse. I mean, it already is pretty fun, but everyone's gonna get a chance to get their hands on one. And we've already given away a couple, and we're gonna give another one today.
Yes.
Away today.
Yeah. Thank you guys for joining. So anybody in the chat will have a chance to get one Rovi. And so these calls won't be too long. I mean, eventually they could get longer depending on how many things there are to talk about. But for now, we'll just keep it short so we don't burn too much of your guys' time. So we have a pre-sale going on tomorrow. So that's going to be half of what the general cost of a Rovi is going to be. So a general cost is 0.101 ETH. And tomorrow only for 500 Rovies, it's going to cost 0.0505 ETH. So exactly half. And so the way that'll work is you could either get to the payment page by going to the Rovi.ai website. And I think there'll be a mint button that will take you directly to MetaZone, which potentially could look like this page. I think it's going to be a little bit different only because it's there's going to be potentially 3 options, right? You can either buy 1 Rovi, 3 Rovies, or 10. And so, yeah, so there'd be essentially SKUs, and you could purchase one of these Rovies. And so, yeah, it's pretty straightforward. If you purchase anything on MetaZone before, it's pretty much the same kind of user experience. What happens is there's going to be sort of like I believe a 25 weight confirmation. So after 25 confirmations, the system will automatically mint that Rovi and send it to your address. And what you will see is a transporter. So let me show what that looks like.
Yeah, let's go through that because I think we might not be doing a good enough job of explaining the actual unboxing experience of a Rovi. So it's not actually, you're not being sent a Rovi, right? You're actually receiving this, we're calling it a transporter, which is basically, what do you like to correlate it to? Like an Amazon box? It's just the delivery system in the Rovi universe, right? To deliver goods across the metaverse.
Yes.
Let's see. Oscar's saying things in the Discord chat. So yeah, Oscar, you can't, I think he's busy, developing and coding and stuff, but he's definitely here. He's
wired in.
Yeah, he's wired in. But if you want to communicate to Core, yeah, send him a message. If you have any questions about like technical things ever, Core's definitely the man to be talking to.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, do you have like something to show about the transporter?
Yeah. So it's like you were saying, it's sort of like the Amazon box. And what this will do is once you open it, it's going to be the mechanism to bring off-chain items on-chain. And the reason why that's important is because in order to have some sort of interaction with the game itself, the items have to be not NFTs, if you will. And the reason that is because if you'll be doing too many transactions on chain in order for that to happen, and it's kind of not the best user experience. So it's essentially is a way to deposit your items that you collect in the game, and then you can use those items in the game and upgrade your Rovies. So that's the intent of this. It's what we call meta. And if this is the first time you heard of a concept of a meta, it is basically a game component, a game function that also is an NFT. And so these NFTs, these meta NFTs, are deployable in the metaverse, specifically in Decentraland, and eventually in the Roviverse called the Rovi Matrix. And you'll be able to deploy these in either of the metaverses, and then interact with others. Basically, others can interact with this, and there's going to be sort of like a revenue split and everything. So that's the whole point of why we created MetaZone, is to create the incentive for people to purchase these items, deploy these items, and then interact with each other through these items. And
yeah. I mean, there's a huge backstory to that too. This is a 2-year work in progress, essentially, almost 2 years. this not Rovi, but the infrastructure in order to allow Rovi universe to exist.
Mm-hmm.
Because as some of you may know, if you ever try to develop a game in the metaverse, specifically Decentraland, man, it is difficult. It is not like developing any other game experience in the sense that you don't have freedom to just create whatever you want, right? You don't have access to an infinite array of development resources and space and bandwidth, whatever you want to call it. You're dealing with an ecosystem where the user base actually owns access to that developer space. So yes, you're right. You have to align proper incentives. The infrastructure needs to be in place in order for the users who own the development landscape to want to host the game content itself in order for a game universe to thrive and exist, right? So yeah, MetaZone had to come first, and now we've expanded the toolset to MetaZone to kind of like, yeah, Red Nitrous just posted the versus page for Rovi, so this is part of it. It's like Rovi is one of 3 game verses that exists on MetaZone at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we're theorizing it all begins through what we're about to do with Rovies. Like, to build a proper game verse, you've got to launch the initial game characters within that verse. So that's what we're doing with the Rovies. Eventually the game content comes after. Luckily, a lot of these Rovies are actually they're going to come with a couple of already metas within the packaging, right? The transporter itself is game content. It's a storage unit within the game. The supercharger is going to be more game content that you can deploy on land. So yeah, man, it just keeps snowballing from there, right? It's all about setting these initial, let's call them Lego pieces, to get like, you know, the momentum going.
And you know what? We feel like this is going to be the standard protocol for any project, any 10K project that wants to provide some utility to their project. The same process is going to happen, and what we're trying to do with the MetaZone platform is allow anybody to do the exact same thing in their own image, right? It doesn't have to be robots. It could be anything else, right? It could be houses, right? If you want to procedurally generate a house, you could do that with the MetaZone platform. So this is just a showcase of the tools, and plus we want to make a cool game, and we think we can do a really good job at that, and you know, that's really why we're here. So yeah, the first thing that happens is you'll get this transporter, and then I think upon 20% purchases, you'll be able to open this transporter, and then you'll have the option to keep your Rovi inside its quote-unquote retail box, or open it up and see the RNG stats that you're going to get. And then you'll know how good your Rovi is, I mean, roughly. And don't worry too much about the stats themselves, because you can upgrade the Rovi. So let me think of a good analogy. It's like anytime you buy an item, like let's say buying a Pokemon card, right? You get this Charizard, you open it up, and it's like it looks like it's in perfect condition, right? And then you sent it out to get reviewed and rated. There you go, rated. Yeah. And they come back and say, oh, this is a 7, and it's like, oh, because it's off center, there's like a bent corner, whatever. Yeah. And so essentially Rovies, in terms of the RNG stats, are kind of like that. It's like there's a random generation of attributes, and sometimes the attributes are really good, sometimes they're not very good. However, you can upgrade your Rovi to a better position than it originally, when you opened it, was. So and on top of that, just because you may not have like the most, you know, perfect Rovi, that doesn't mean you're going to lose in battles, right? There's still an element of RNG in terms of the battle. So every Rovi is still going to remain valuable no matter what RNG stats you get. It's just all about how much effort you put into the Rovi itself to upgrade the stats. And so yeah, that's going to come a little bit later once you can kind of open things up and see where you're at. So let me look at some of the questions here. Yeah, so the transactions to purchase this will be on mainnet ETH. And so just have regular ETH, and that's how you'll get your Polygon asset. Will we be able to buy more gears on exchanges such as Uniswap and sell gears we earn? Yeah, of course. So the idea is, I think on 80% sales, we'll have a gears token, and we'll use our own funds to provide liquidity to that token, and then once that's enabled, we'll have a PvP environment for you guys to battle each other in, and the winners get gears, and the losers Don't get anything. But we don't know for sure if it's going to cost gears in order to battle. I think it will. So there's money at stake here. So yeah, and it's going to be a skill based game as well. So you'll need to pay attention. It's not going to be purely RNG because that's boring. But of course, there's going to be elements of RNG in the battles. It's just it's going to require some user input in order to win these battles. Okay, so in effect, eventually they can be used as portals between different worlds in the metaverse. That's correct. So the MetaZone platform, I guess we believe that there's going to be tons of metaverses, just like there's tons of websites, and we hope that these are going to be interoperable in any metaverse that spins up. I mean, ultimately, a creator can come in on the platform and say, I want to build a metaverse, and I want to support, only, non-violent games. So they can decide not to support, Rovies because I guess you could consider it violence since we're battling each other, but it's up to them. It's up to the original creator of the metaverse to decide which type of content they'll allow. But nonetheless, from a technical standpoint, it would be interoperable within the metaverse. In the same sense that Ethereum created this platform where anybody can generate these cryptocurrencies, and all of a sudden you have like huge projects like Uniswap, right? Uniswap wouldn't exist without Ethereum. And so we think that we could be the platform where a bunch of metaverses spin up, and the content that is built within MetaZone, the metas, are interoperable between those different metaverses.
Yeah, so that's the ultimate vision, I guess. That in my head, like going down this PFP rabbit hole, I could already imagine what that future metaverse looks like that could come from MetaZone platform that leverages all that interoperability between all the assets that exist within the ecosystem, right?
Right.
I mean, right now we have Rovies launching. Who's to say tomorrow we don't have freaking battle penguins? And then there's some sharks growing in Decentraland too. Like all these things are metaverse assets, metaverse creations that can coexist within the same metaverse. It's just the interoperability infrastructure layer has to exist. But I already have that Ready Player One vision in my mind, where it's like an open world. Every faction of PFP culture is within it, and we're all battling over territory within that metaverse, potentially.
Yes.
Or we're all coexisting like a bunch of bros hugging each other all day long. Yeah. Who knows what could happen in that metaverse? But the point being, that interoperability infrastructure has to be in place. And that's always been in our mind.
Let's talk about some like forward-thinking implications for what we're doing. Even like, so we have a YouTube channel called The Block Runner. I mean, obviously you're looking at it right now. And in that YouTube channel, we focus on just kind of evaluating cryptocurrencies and seeing what's going on, right? Keeping our ear to the ground to make sure that we don't miss boats and stuff, right? And so...
That's the idea.
That's the idea, yeah. Now, of course, we've been a little too busy to kind of keep up with it. But nonetheless, one of the ideas that we had in terms of like, the block runner using this technology is we could come up with our PFP version of the Moon Boy. So in our logo, there's a little guy just sitting on the block runner logo. So we can manifest this character into like this little Moon Boy character where you have like different helmets, different spacesuit helmets, different chest pieces and all this stuff. And then once that's released, you can have like Rovies versus Moon Boys like in this battle arena, and you can have like the blue side versus the red side, and then just have like different groups of people just battle each other as one form of interoperable metaverse play. And so I thought that was pretty interesting, especially that, it's so easy to kind of spin these things up and then have like a use case behind them.
Mm-hmm. So Ebriel asked a good question. Any words on the dev tools to allow third parties to join, MetaZone's system? Yeah.
So that will be, it's going to be more of like a documentation process that we need to kind of cover with everything. So...
can you kind of like just quickly run down like what is it that is what are the frameworks that I guess ultimately we want to provide for any future creator to leverage, right, in order to replicate this Rovi process and easily port in like whatever it is they want to create into the metaverse?
So there's a couple of ways to answer that. And so one way is a creator comes in and he says, well, I want to do a 10K project, and I want that 10K project to be deployable in the metaverse. So they come to MetaZone and they read through the documentation. It's like, oh, I need 3D assets. So if this developer comes in and says, well, I can't do 3D assets, but I can get my 3D developer to do it, or 3D modeler, that's all you need, right? And then through our MetaGen tool, it's called MetaGen, you can take those 3D assets and procedurally generate whatever character that you want. House, building, weapon. You can procedurally generate weapons if you're into that. And
who isn't?
Yeah, right. And so you could basically pretty much do anything that you want. You just have to kind of position the nodes and see, whatever makes sense with whatever you want to create. So there's that. Now there's like third-party developers who are like, cool, I want to sort of enable Rovies to interact with my game or interact with my website or whatever it is. So those are different sets of tools. And there's a user in here that could create a kind of like an RNG sort of representation of your Rovi within Discord. And so that could be another tool that could be used as like a third-party tool. Another question. What do we have to do to participate? So on August 19th at 6 p.m. UTC, that is 1 p.m. Central for those Americans out there, that on that time, you can go to the Rovi website and there will be a mint button will take you to the MetaZone site. And on that site, you'll have potentially an option to buy 1, 3, or 10 Rovies. And so basically these are considered like different SKUs. And then you have the option to purchase whichever one that you want.
Dude, do we want to just get Oscar on the call? Like, he's already here in the chat. Maybe you want to ask him if he can join? I don't know if he can or not, but
yeah. Well, Oscar, if you want to join, just click on the Zoom call and then you can kind of jump in and correct me where I'm wrong if you want. If not, then
I don't think he can hear us though, because he's not actually in the voice chat.
Oh, he's not. Okay.
He's just watching.
Let me send him a quick message.
Yeah, just yeah, like exactly what you said. Maybe because he's the one building all of this infrastructure, right? So he's gonna be able to give the most accurate representation of like these creator tools. Because anything he does for MetaZone, it's always with the end game in mind. Like, if this doesn't benefit another creator, there's no reason to do it.
Yes.
Right. That's kind of like the MetaZone philosophy all along. It's because we understand that the metaverse is not going to be this one entity rules all type situation. It's going to be this whole communal effort in order to build stuff. Because as we know, it is hard to build stuff in the metaverse.
Yes.
Right. So everyone has to contribute one way or another. So the tools need to exist in order for that to happen. Okay, right. Oscar's here. What's up, dude?
Hey, Oscar. How you doing, man?
Hey, what's up, guys?
All right.
What's up, community?
So we got a couple of technical questions. They all really revolve around, what are the implications for a creator that comes into the MetaZone platform? They want to spin up their own 10K project. What are the things that you would say to this person in terms of what the tool is right now, how they can interact with it right now, and what's left for them to interact with it or you start using it?
Yeah, and what's left to do is just have the 3D parts uploader. So you'll be able to upload these different parts, and then with those parts you can specify, the rarity and all that. Mm-hmm. So then you can generate your own 3D character or building or vehicle or weapon. Mm-hmm. So all that's coming down the pipeline later on. But that's definitely the Rovi launch is going to demonstrate the entire technology. Mm-hmm. And the gameplay and the metaverse that we'll launch after that is the best part is that all the metas that exist on MetaZone are going to be deployable in that world. At least that's the goal. We're going to try to get there.
Yeah, for sure. And so think of it this way, guys. We have, if you look at the progression of the internet itself, like from the 80s all the way till now, we've seen the requirement was that you needed a developer to make a website. And then all of a sudden, all you need is to go to a website to make a website, right? Drag and drop. And so essentially making games could be like that. And that's what we're trying to build. So with Rovies, you'll see that there's a ton of progress already complete with this Rovi project compared to any other PFP project that makes promises and sells dreams, which is fine, right? It's hard, like we said, and but what we're saying is, well, we have all the tools, all the templates to make a battle game. It's already there. All we're doing is using it, and then what we're saying is, well, anyone else can use it. We want others to make content because you don't know what the creator community can build. And if you go to the MetaZone platform, all that stuff, you couldn't predict any of that stuff. So we had
no idea anybody would figure out how to put a DEX into a vending machine and like make it deployable in the metaverse. Like when we saw that, we're like, WTF?
Yeah.
Like what else is possible that we're not thinking about? And I think even what happened to the wearables ecosystem is another good demonstration of that. As soon as you open it up, everybody all of a sudden is allowed to create. And we're seeing like some of the weirdest shit we didn't even know could exist in Decentraland. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's the power of the community, like creative potential.
That's right.
Which is what we want to unlock, essentially.
Yeah. And so now we're basically using these templates to have like this battle system, this PvE system. It's all there. We're using it. Anyone else can come in and use it. And then developers out there can start making different kinds of games if they want, right? And that's sort of kind of the thing that we're enabling. So when it comes to Rovies, you're going to see a lot of progress really fast just because a lot of it is already built. Now we're just doing it in the context of Rovi. Gas fees apply to, correct? Yes. So this is the purchase transaction will happen on the mainnet, and you'll receive a Polygon asset. And as soon as I think 25 confirmations go through, you will receive the Polygon asset in your wallet. And then you can kind of do whatever you want with it on OpenSea, wait for the 20% sales, and you can open it. It's up to you. Does the MetaGen tool do file conversion for 3D compatibility as different NFT platforms sometimes run on different formats?
Yeah, so that will provide like I think we've talked about it before, William, like where we would provide different resolutions of 3D models depending on which platform you're deploying to. So
we're actually, man, we're spilling the beans here because we have these like really large goals for MetaZone, and it's not only about supporting the existing metaverses. I think of the existing metaverses as when in 2011 to 2013. There's just a bunch of cryptocurrency silos, right? You had Bitcoin, Litecoin. I think Monero existed at that point. Everything is completely siloed. And then Ethereum came, and all of a sudden there was a platform where you had interoperability between currencies, right? You can swap them, right? Very easily. And so I think there's going to be a point, and I think that point is going to be MetaZone, where you're going to be able to spin up different metaverses that these are worlds that are interoperable with each other. So, and that's sort of kind of like the long-term vision of everything. But I think that's going to be what people expect the metaverse to be, is that you jump around to these different metaverses with the exact same identity and the exact same assets.
Okay, in order to win a Rovi now, do we have to do anything?
Hold on.
No.
No.
Just be present. So I think, we're about to deploy the giveaway bot here.
Do we want to talk about one of the things that the community made the decision on in the last community call?
Yeah. So last thing is we were talking about wearables, and someone wanted to not only just receive a unique Rovi, because every single one is unique. There will never be an identical Rovi, right? It's just impossible. However, but people still want to personalize their Rovies with different wearables. And so we could do a couple of things. We can make some wearables, such as Oscar kind of posted there. Or, we can enable sort of like a framework where we can have the community kind of build their own wearables and sell it on the market. And so that's going to be an option. Anything else to add to that, Oscar?
Yeah, and then we're gonna look into trying to make it interoperable with other metaverses. But yeah, you can so another detail from kind of something new that we decided that that there's gonna be like roughly a chance to get a wearable that inside the Rovi, that unboxing. So there will be a good amount of Rovies, or a few amount of Rovies actually, that will have wearables on them, and they will be, you know, operating in world from the beginning. So the thing that we'll add later is being able to take off that wearable and turn it into an NFT. But you know, it might come soon after,
Mm-hmm.
since we have the MetaZone technology kind of doing all the hard work. So that'll be cool. So basically, you have a chance of getting a fourth NFT, and then obviously the land NFT will be for everybody that has a Rovi. So so basically, potential of 5 NFTs in one purchase.
Yeah, it's a little bonkers. And yeah, I guess for you guys who've been around for a while, you're probably like, since when have Meta's been NFTs, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of the big thing, the big breakthrough. Another big value add to this Rovi project is it's leading us into the whole NFT minting process for MetaZone, just for the whole ecosystem, not just the PFP side of things, for all the content that should exist within the metaverse, which is basically what Metas stand for, right?
Yeah.
We even came up with a nice little, what do you call that, Will?
Acronym.
Yeah, metaverse enabled tokenized asset, dude. That's officially what we're labeling Metas as.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So yeah, tell your friends. let that one run.
So make sure, if you're listening on YouTube or just listening to us on Discord, make sure you go to the live chat and interact with the giveaway bot. And that giveaway bot is going to pick a random person to win one Rovi.
All right, here he goes. 5 minutes, right?
Yeah,
5 minute
5
wait.
minutes. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we touched on it earlier. There's the unboxing process to Rovies. Yeah, Oscar just said it. There's 4 to 5 potential NFTs within a single Rovi purchase. So.
Oscar, do you want to double confirm our earlier statements on like what the purchasing experience is going to be like? Just like just walk me through someone that lands on Rovi.ai looking to purchase this presale.
Yeah, so all they will need to do is have ETH in their wallet and go to Rovi.ai website and then click the mint button, and that takes you to the actual buy page, and you'll be able to click the buy now button, and it'll show you 3 different options. You can buy 1 Rovi transporter, or 3 Rovi transporters, or 10 Rovi transporters, and you know, the amount will be the same times however many Rovi transporters it is. So there's no discounts or anything. We already given a pretty decent discount, 50% off for being a part of this pre-sale.
That's right.
But that's pretty much it. We're gonna try to make it where you don't need a MetaZone account. So whenever you purchase it, like you'll have it'll save your assets. And then we're also going to try to make it where it auto mints to the Polygon network, so you'll have your Polygon NFT right away. So, but if there's a delay on the Polygon NFT, it'll just be by a couple hours. But otherwise, we expect everything to go pretty smoothly.
Cool. All right. Hopefully that's clear.
Yeah, we're gonna put out some more written stuff too between now and tomorrow. Yeah, we got a Medium article just introducing the project in depth, and then we got a purchasing guide. Just make sure you guys are all aware of what's happening, you know? But yeah.
All right. So I guess in the next few minutes, the bot will randomly pick somebody. We did have a winner last time, and we're going to be doing pretty frequent giveaways up until September 2nd, which is going to be the official launch of Rovies. And we are on Rarity Tools, so if you want to see other PFP projects, definitely go over there. You'll see us on that list, and we'll slowly be creeping up on that list once we get closer to the launch date.
Yeah, I think right now it has us on the docket for the 19th because of the pre-sale, but I'm assuming once that's over, then it's going to bump us back down to September 2nd. So
yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, Rarity Tools is a whole new thing too. Like this whole ecosystem it's snowballing, dude. It's moving at lightning speed. It's evolving. It's constantly changing. That's why it can no longer be ignored, right?
Yes.
There's a lot of positive things that can come out of this whole I mean, just NFTs in general, but specifically for gaming, we already know play to earn is going to be a huge thing. It already is. So yeah, man, this is definitely the start to a pretty exciting project, I think.
Yeah, and kind of goes back to what we said last time. Is we do believe in this whole method of 10K. Initially, when we first saw it, I was like, man, this does not feel right. But I think it does make sense in terms of cultivating a community and kind of, you know, building sort of an ideology with like what you believe in this case with the metaverse. So this makes a lot of sense if you kind of believe what we believe in of the metaverse, and I think it makes sense. I think this is something we talk about as sustainable, and yeah, I mean, it's something to a tool to engage with the community. So that's why we like doing this kind of stuff.
What's going on, YGG gang? Good morning to you guys. So yeah, there it is. There's the bot.
All right, congratulations, Anubis the Priest. Pretty interesting name there, man.
Yeah, congratulations.
All right.
You just got 4 to 5 NFTs for winning.
Free. Yeah. All right, dude. Anubis a Priest. Look at that. Spins, you explained it well. Really excited for the future. Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah, thanks for guys for showing up. Frankie, what's up, bro?
What's up, Frankie?
P-Dub. See a lot of familiar faces. Red was here a second ago, but he probably had to dip.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of you guys have been here since the beginning, man.
Yeah,
so
Cuddy Boy, yeah. Dead Polaroid.
Yeah. So yeah, appreciate you guys' support for real. What's up, Frankie?
Anubis, so make sure you have an account on MetaZone and DM me your ETH address. And if you have an account on MetaZone, then I'll assign the Rovi to you, and then on August 19th you can mint it as an NFT.